Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Monster Super League. It's your boy Odin, and today we're going to be doing a brand new Astromon review. As you all know, it is going to be the 6th anniversary of Monster Super League starting this week. The update for the login event is supposed to occur tomorrow. But with the brand new patch update, we did get the information for the brand new Astromon Belial. I'm going to call her Belial. That's just how it is. Other people are calling her by other different names, but Ilio touched on that as well. But I'm going to call her Belial. So here is Belial. I guess that's going to be her Evo 3 form. We're going to start off with the Fire one. She is a balance type. And just as I had data mined, she is a double courageous striker. So if you're in my Discord, you already knew exactly what she was going to be. Her leader skill is Death Blow, increases allies critical hit by 50 to 55%. So a very nice leader skill for a double courageous striker. She comes in with 30,717 HP, 3,000 attack, 2828 defense, and 2488 recovery. I will say that she is actually very well tiered, especially for being a double courageous striker. So right now you're looking at 3 of each typing that have the double courageous strike combination of abilities. That would be the Wood Merlin with double CS, the Water Acer with double CS, and now we have the Belial with double CS being the fire type. So I will say that again, compared to the Water Acer, she does have much beefier stats. And let me go ahead and switch over to the Water Acer to have you guys take a quick look at what the Water Acer provides compared to the Fire Belial. So if we're looking at the Water Acer, she has 30,000 HP, 2812 attack, 2650 defense, and 2123 recovery. So when you look at the Fire Belial, she is sitting a little bit higher on the stats for attack and defense. And she does have the same amount of HP, but slightly higher. So what that tells me is that she is going to be built almost like the Wood Merlin, and she is going to be a much better leader for you, similar to the Water Acer, but you can use her in the Fire Titan as well as the Dark Titan if you do not have any other mons, or if you're a beginner mid-game player. She's going to be very useful to you, especially if she is a variant. So one thing to go off of that, guys, make sure that you guys are doing your free variant selector from the summons. If you don't know what I'm talking about, every new player or every player gets a free Nat 5 variant. Pick up a Fire Shinobi. If you don't have, if you pick up a Fire Shinobi variant and you pick up this Fire Acer Belial, you'll at least have a decent combination of mons to put on the back lane for the Fire or for the Light and the Dark Titan. So she is looking pretty good. I do like her kit very much. Her attack speed is actually very quick. That means that she'll be very capable of taking advantage of the exposed weakness. So she is a good mon. I definitely rate her high up there at the top 3 for Courageous Striker DPS. Because she is second to the Wood Merlin. First, of course, is Indra, Wood Merlin, and then Belial now is going to be number 3, followed by Acer being the 4th. Because she is a Heroes Festival mon, she will be a lot harder to obtain because you'll have to rely on RNG to pull her from the Heroes Festival, but she is a very good mon. That said, I don't think that she's anything game-breaking, and I don't think that you guys should go all out and spend all your Astro Gems just trying to get her. Because she is not optimal right now in the Wood Titan. If you know anything about the Wood Titan, then you know that right now you really need Shinobis, Wukongs, and Fire Poseidon for your front lane. And unfortunately, Belial does not really have a final set place in the Wood Titan. Not even in the back lane, because you still need Wukong for the defense down. You still need Shinobi for the attack down. And it's just the way that the debuffs right now work that really unfortunately do not put her in those spots. So she's very useful for the Dark and the Light Titan as a pure double CS mon, but she does not have a really good spot on the Wood Titan right now because the debuffs take a higher precedence than double Courageous Strike do right now in the back lane for the Wood Titan. But again, if you just want a pure damage dealer, she is definitely going to be there for you and getting the job done. So she's really good. Again, her attack is high up, their defense is really good, and their recovery is very well balanced there. I think with some good relics, good trinkets, Some good enhancements like attack flat, attack percentage, HP flat, HP percentage, crit damage, and then percent defense, just because her defense is a lot higher. So percent defense would probably be her best enhancements right there. And then obviously for gem typing, you want to put her on a ruin set. A double courageous striker ruin set is a given. You know, she does have the variant leader skill for death blow as well though, so you could run her on a valor set, which would definitely push her damage a little bit up there, comparable to the ruin set as well. So you know, a keynote and take your place there. And I think for her, I would actually put her on triple attack with like, you know, that ruin set, or attack crit damage is of course going to be her best set. So there it is, guys. I do like her kit. I think that her model is actually very nice. I do like the colors. I will say though that the variant one, I kind of wish she would have that white hair instead, because the dark hair just kind of looks weird with that pinkish robe that she gets when she becomes a variant. But I do like her kit. Her model does look very nice. You know, so for those of you guys who were expecting a really nice hot waifu, here she is, and she's actually really good. I do like her kit very much. Alright, so that's it for the fire one. You know, you could definitely, like I said, use her in Titan. So the water one, guys, unfortunately, just the way that her kit works, I hate to say it, but she is kind of fodder. For me, I've been looking for a weekend mon because I need, you know, water bast, because you need to have a defense up in a weekend for the fire titan, or for the light and the dark titans, I should say. So right now, just the way her kit works, unfortunately, she is going to be fodder. Her attack up is only 40% compared to a healer's, which gives you 50%. So you're already losing 10% attack. I honestly don't know why attacking mons have less attack up than a healer. It should be the complete opposite. In my opinion, the attacker mon that's providing this attack up buff should give you more attack than a healer mon. That would basically tell you, hey, I'm going to take advantage of that attack up and put in my attacking mon. Not, let me just put in my healer because, one, I'm getting heals, and two, my attack is higher than my attackers. So, unfortunately, I don't like that skill set one bit. Weaken is a little bit kind of broken in here right now, because you're either forced to put her on the left-hand side, and you can't really give up the right-hand side spot for her either. So unfortunately, the water one is going to be fodder for the majority of you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can probably find uses for her, like the water dimension dungeon or the fire dimension dungeon. Could also use her in dragons as well. But again, you know, weaken being on the 5-star skill and attack up being on a 3-star skill is like kind of really weird. You could use her for like Apophis, but she's only giving herself the buff, so it makes no sense the way that it's worked out. You know, 3-star skill for the attack up, 5-star skill for the weekend. It's really wonky. She's only giving the attack up buff for herself. So she is an attacker type, 28,772 HP, 4,000 attack, 2,600 defense, and 2,179 recovery. If I really were to bring her into the fire Apophis, which is where she looks to be built for, you're still not getting the best use out of her, solely for the fact that weaken is on the 5-star skill, and I mean, all you're doing is spamming attack up. And for the 3-star skill, I don't know, I think it does need a little bit of testing still, but right now, just the way that I'm seeing and looking at her, the way that she would function, even with that high attack stat, she is still fodder. You would much rather use somebody that has predator instead of attack up on the 3-star skill. So it is what it is. You know, but at least you guys don't have to go out of your way chasing for her. So this goes on for me to kind of support my previous statement that says you don't need to wail for her. Let me say that again. You don't need to wail for her or go crazy for her. If you're a new player, use your gems on the Clan Fest. I'll say that again. Use your gems on the Clan Fest. Don't go for the Heroes Festival mons if you don't need them. So for a lot of you new players to mid-game players, you know, I would say spend your gems on the Clan Festival. Belial is somebody that you'll always be able to pick up later on, so it is what it is. The water one, again, right now, looking mainly like fodder. So let's go on to the wood one. Wood one, I was kind of really hoping that she would have a different kit, and when we data mined her, she did have Predator instead on the 3-star skill. And she had Predator and Exposed Weakness, but it looks like they swapped that out for Curse and Fulminating Curse. I will say that unfortunately, same thing, her use would be Apophis, but the way that Apophis works right now, she would still be essentially just spamming Curse And Fulminating Curse, if you pair her on the right hand side with somebody like the Light Cupid or the Dark Hana, it would be coming in too often to take advantage of the curse. So unfortunately, again, with the Wood Belial, I would still put her in as a fodder, just because of the way that her kit works, and you know how many turns. You'll basically need 4 turns to get Fulminating Curse off, and 4 turns, 3 to 4 turns is when your Hana is going to get off her SP boost, or the Light Cupid. So then you're spamming a Fulminating Curse every 2 turns, which doesn't give her enough time to really build up that curse. Unless you're using her with a shield, which I think could work, and that's where, in my mind, I'm thinking she may excel, is with when you pair her with a shielder. But for the Water Apophis, not really thinking that she's going to be anything great. You would still be taking advantage, or better damage advantage, from using a Predator. But I will say Curse does do some decent damage in Apophis, so I don't know. I think that for a Nat 5 that's only exclusive to the Heroes Festival with this kit, not good enough. I would not use her in Apophis. It would take you way too long. You'll be using a lot of Gleams just to get her there. I have some Wood Gleams ready. I have some Water Gleams ready. I don't know. Out of the 3, I would probably focus on building the Fire one first, just to test her out, or test out her damage against the Light and the Dark Titans. But Wood 1, Attacker type, 28,600 HP, 3746 attack, 2520 defense, 2384 recovery. Her like stats are actually very well balanced. I do like her kit a lot. I also very much like her variant and like her model, but these skill sets combinations kind of like let me down hardcore. All right, so let's move on to the light one. The light one, guys, is definitely something that is brand new. She is a attacker type with 29,630 HP, 3,900 attack, 2,800 defense, and 2,288 recovery. I do like her kit very much, especially for arenas. But I will say that it is going to be really, really wonky for her, because right now she's a morale booster, right? So you want to put her on a pugilist set to really take advantage of her. Because she'll be spamming Curse and Stuns basically in a 5-star skill really, really quickly, like every 2 turns. So in my opinion, she's either going to be working on 2 things. Either you're spamming Curse with like a Siphon set, or you're putting her on a Pugilist set to just keep on spamming that Curse and the Stun. So I think that she'll be really, really good for active weeks, especially on a Pugilist set with that leader skill, because she'll be doing a lot of crazy damage on like triple attack. But she could also very much work on a Ruin set, triple attack or attack crit damage on a Valor set, because you want to maximize attack so that Curse essentially does its most damage, because Curse is scaled off of your attack power. So the more attack you have, the higher your Curse damage will be. So I would say that for her, triple attack is going to be her best set on a Ruin set. So it is what it is. But I do like her. She does look very, very nice. But I will say that she is going to fall into the box of Trophy Mons, aka that Mon that you barely touch and only use her in very, very small circumstances. Unfortunately, Curse is not efficient in Dragons. It's not efficient in the Dimension Defense Dungeon. It's not efficient in Apophis. Just the way that her kit works. I mean, you could definitely use her for the light Apophis, but in the dark Apophis, being an attacker type, she's going to die in like 2 turns. Unless you're using her with a shielder and like somebody like the Light Pixie, who just keeps on spamming health regeneration, it's going to be really, really iffy to make use of her. So unfortunately, even though I really like her kit, she is going to be a Trophy Mon, Trophy Waifu only, and most of you guys will never ever use her. So it is what it is. Alright, and moving on to the last one here, the Dark Belial, who we originally had determined as being exactly as how she is, Lethal Striker and Predator. She is going to be the best out of all of them. I very, very much like her variant. I think it looks very, very nice and sleek. Very nice, you know, set for her. She looks almost like a little elf. Alright, so she is an attacker type with 31,000 HP, 3780 attack, so nice attack, 2765 defense, and 2261 recovery. Her leader skill, again, being that death blow, makes her really, really good for Apophis. Lethal strike on the 3-star skill, which means you'll essentially maximize her damage from the 3-star skill. And then Predator, being the 5-star skill, is somewhat useful. I don't think it'll be really good in the later stages of Apophis, so like, levels 80 plus. Predator is gonna be kind of useless, but for the first sword or the second sword, she is gonna be very, very good. I think she is essentially made for the first sword, and you can definitely make use out of her in the Fire Apophis, light, dark, and both the variants for both light and the dark. But I think Predator does kind of fall off later on in the end game portion of Apophis. But she is very much usable, and with that really high attack power, I think she can definitely be maximized as far as damage output goes for the first and the second sword. So for gem types for her, I would actually put her on a Siphon set if you're running her in the first sword. Other than that, you want to put her on Ruin set for the second and third sword. But I think she is definitely a really good Mon. I really wish that she would have been the first double lethal striker, just because, again, Predator is not really useful in the second or the third sword for Apophis, but it is what it is. Again, kind of goes back to me saying, don't wail for this Mon. Don't go crazy trying to get her. You don't need her. If you have a Dark Miho, you should be more than fine with the Dark Miho, especially because Dark Miho actually has attack up for the 5-star skill, which makes her a little bit more usable. So there is that to her. So yeah, I think that for now, for the majority of you players, if you don't pull one of her, either the light one or the dark one, I think you guys are going to be just fine. Honestly, the one that I find that is going to be the most useful to a lot of new players, mid-game players, and end-game players is going to be the fire one. Just because, if you don't have a Wood Merlin, you can use the Fire Belial for the light and the dark Titans. And I think she is also a very good nuker for the Dimension Dungeon. She's also going to be a good nuker for Colossus and as well as Dragons. So if you need some extra boost in nuking power there, you can definitely make sure to use her. But again, guys, I don't think that none of you guys really need to go specifically for her, nor do I think a lot of you guys need to prioritize building her, unless you're really mid-game player and you're really looking for some extra boost to your damage. But like I said, I do like her kit. I do like her model. She is very, very nice. But I think that she would have been a little bit more useful to us if she had been, double lethal striker for the dark one, and for the light one, maybe something like a shock and then a morale boost, or morale boost and shock, kind of the same as the variant Wukong would have been. Another potential user for her would have been that SP morale boost with maybe something like a seal. Again, an attacker type, she is going to be really good with that curse, but very limited use. I don't think a lot of you guys are going to need to prioritize building her over some of your other better mons like the Light Arthur, like the Light Yuki, etc. So, she's going to be a very expensive mon for a lot of you guys to build. So. But yeah, guys, I think that's just going to be my take for the Belials. I think it's going to be whether or not you guys really want to pull for her, whether or not you do go for the Heroes Festival this coming month. But I think most of you guys should be okay without her. It is what it is. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I will be doing some more uploads here this next coming days, so keep on the lookout for that. We're going to have a lot of good events coming up for the 6th anniversary, so make sure that you guys get in there and start participating in some of these brand new events. This is the brand new Game of Dice event. All you got to do is essentially just come in here and press the touch, and unfortunately looks like I do not have any dice because I believe it starts, next week? Oh no, it should already start today. It looks like I need to complete one more thing to get some dice. Let me see if I can pick some of these up. Looks like I need to use 200 energy still to get that last dice. So let's go ahead and use the first one. I will say right now, guys, energy is going to be the best reward out of these. Like the 3-star skill book, useless. 5 to 6-star gem chest, pretty much useless because more than 90% of the time you're just going to get a crappy gem. Alright, so we got 60 energy right there, and if we land on another 2, maybe some more energy. Oh, look at that. Just energy. Perfect. That's actually a win-win situation there. I think for a lot of a lot of you new players, the appearance rate and the XP boost might be really, really useful. But for the majority of players, these are kind of, I hate to say it, but I wish they would have done a little bit more with this, because the way that things sit right now, this isn't really a very good reward system here. I mean, 10,000 gold, that literally doesn't even level up one of your 6-star trinkets, you know, from one level to the other. So same thing with the 20,000 gold. Honestly, like really the energy is the only thing that's going to get you going here. So really wish they would have done a little bit more. But I will say that at least, you know, you can kind of see the ranking rewards here. It looks like this event's only up for 28 days, so they may bring it in only, you know, whenever they do the event. But for now, it's not a permanent event, which kind of sucks because, you know, we need some permanent events. Like we need a better login system than the current one today, because the login bonus, even though the bingo is great there's really not much to the bingo, and the login bonus is energy and crap. It's not really very good. I mean, the only thing you really got going for you is the Astro Gem Lucky Box, but I think that for the anniversary, I gotta say, I kind of felt like we were lacklusting a lot of stuff. Like there was no discounts in the crystal shop. You know, there was some of the packages are just like, Let me go ahead and try and see if I can pull up the packages. Alright guys, so here's the packages. We got the 6th anniversary gift, which does give you a Supreme Light and Dark Egg, which is very good. You also get 100 Astro Gems and 600 energy, which you can take the energy and just run the story and pick up some other things. This, what's it called? The card selector here, that's actually very nice. If you're a new player, that's actually a good purchase for $3, but you know, it's $3. You really don't need to buy any of that. I will say that they did kind of screw us over on the Holy Gleam pack. In the last event, they had 1,000 Astro Gems. Now they gave us 25 Star Fruit, so it's not really anything good. As you guys can see, I haven't purchased anything, nor do I really plan on doing that. So I'll probably skip. Honestly, the only one worth going for right now is going to be the 6th anniversary pack here, the $27 or $28 one, because you get the 3 tickets, 3 light dark eggs, 900 gems, and then you also get the holy heroic golden egg, which does have a chance to have a light and a dark on it in it. But aside from that, I don't really think there's anything you guys really need to go for here. The anniversary light and dark packs, these ones I'm a little bit iffy about. They're very expensive, and it's a completely random pool of Astromon. And if you already happen to have a light or dark, you know, and you pull that same light or dark, you're gonna be very upset. So I think for new players, it's a good buy if you don't have any light and darks. But for the majority of players, I would say stay away from these, because if you're already purchasing the heroic golden egg and you're participating in the clan festival, you're more than likely gonna pick up a light or dark out of there. And you know, for 95 bucks, that's actually pretty steep. But if you're a whale, you know that 95 bucks for a light and dark guaranteed is a pretty good deal. So if you are a whale and you're looking to buy that, go for it. Aside from that, guys, I don't really think that there's anything crazy here. I did hate the fact that they didn't do any discounts on the shop. It would have been nice for them to kind of discount this so you guys could purchase the light and the dark eggs. But just know that you guys should be able to save your essences for November. They do the discounted shop during Black Friday. So expect to have these 2 eggs here for 800 or 900 essences. So that may be the better purchase for you. Also during the November time frame, you'll be able to purchase the Gleam Packs times 3. I believe the 3-star eggs, you'll be able to purchase 1 for 300 essences. So there's a lot of discounts, especially for the skill books. The only reason why you really want to stockpile the crystals is for the skill books, guys. If you want to make progress in the game and be able to do more damage, you're going to need to get those skill books. So but yeah, I think that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure that you guys leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you're new. And of course, I'll definitely be posting up some videos on Belial whenever I do end up pulling her, because I am going to be going for the Heroes Festival this month, so I can try and see if I can try my luck and pick up a copy. That's it for this video, guys. I'll catch you all later.